Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Planet Evrima, a nature documentary here in Isla Spiro. Over these next 2 months, we will be exploring the natural biomes and inhabitants of this island, and taking some time for each species as we continue to celebrate the Dino Weeks event. If you guys enjoy this Planet Evrima series, please consider subscribing to help support the channel, as it goes a long way to helping our naturalists and photographers out here in the field. Today, we continue Deinosuchus Week and explore the life of the large aquatic reptile Deinosuchus. Enjoy. Welcome to Isla Spiro, an island full of prehistoric creatures of all sizes and walks of life. The island is home to many different biomes: plains, jungles, rocky beaches. However, today we take a look at one of the areas many will see as an uninhabitable recess of waste: the swamps. For some creatures, however, the swamp provides everything they need to survive. Here we see a Deinosuchus mother and one of her hatchlings enjoying the sun on the banks of the swamp. Female Deinosuchuses can lay a clutch of eggs large enough to hatch anywhere from 20 to 50 hatchling crocs. These babies are protected by their mother for a time. However, they are shortly chased off from the nest and forced to fend for themselves. It seems that this little one has hung around a bit longer than the rest, and luckily its mother has tolerated his presence. For now, at least. These large reptiles are a genus of crocodilian related to the modern alligator. They were primarily alive between 73 to 82 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period, although it seems Isla Spiro is an exception to this rule. Massive creatures, they ranged anywhere from 10 to 12 meters or near 40 feet long in length. Deinosuchus were ambush predators, and they knew well how to catch a multitude of different types of prey. This here is a Dryosaurus, a small herbaceous ornithopod dinosaur, and it seems he has made a poor timing in when to get a drink of water. The little Dino watches intently as his mother slips into the depths below. Perhaps staying in the nest longer than the rest of his kin may just reward him with hunting knowledge. With one quick lunge, the mother Dino easily makes a meal out of the Dryo, whose fate today was to feed the hungry bellies of the swamp gators. Hesitantly, it seems, the hatchling Dino makes advancements towards the food, enticed by its smell. Unfortunately, his mother seems to no longer be interested in providing food for her brood. Reluctantly, it seems, the hatchling takes off to fend for himself. Our story jumps 5 years later to our now grown hatchling. These crocs can live as long as 50 years, but at just 5 years old, this Deinosuchus is already an impressive size. Still making a living for itself in the swamps, it seems to have adopted interesting hunting techniques. Perhaps this specific croc is a cut above the rest in terms of intelligence. Usually, Deinosuchus primarily live off fish such as river catfish, fork-tail rainbowfish, and even giant colithecants. But today, it seems he has a more unique meal on his mind. 2 pteranodons seem to have noticed the fish out of the water. A much easier meal for them, they must think. As they circle above and swoop down to feast, our Dino waits patiently for its moment. With a violent splash of water and blood, the dino gains its meal. Pteranodons don't offer much meat on their bones, but our dino seems not to care. With one mighty gulp, it swallows the pteranodon whole. It seems our dino has learned how to bait other dinosaurs to the water's edge. A risky play, as he may lose his fish he caught, but it has worked out in his favor for today at least. Later that afternoon, while lounging near his prime fishing location, the Deinosuchus basks in the last few rays of the sun. Deinosuchus, like all reptiles, are cold-blooded and must regulate their body temperature with the help of the sun. Like a battery recharging, it waits to gain enough energy to continue onwards. Lurking around the corner, however, it seems a large Deinosuchus male has arrived at the fishing location. These animals can sometimes coexist when the food is plentiful, but they will also often be aggressive towards each other, and it seems this male wants this spot for his territory. With a loud, long, bellowing roar, it announces its intentions to our younger dino. At first it seems our dino holds its own, returning the call with an aggressive snap, but all it takes is for the larger dino to advance and show its true size to scare off its opposition. It seems our younger dino fully understands the threat and is in no hurry to be immune. Deinosuchus are not shy about cannibalism. Reluctantly, he swims off to find a safer habitat to thrive. We flash forward 10 more years. At this point, our younger dino has reached full maturity and size, even though he may continue to live for another 20 to 30 more years. Like modern-day crocodiles, Deinosuchus grow at a steady rate. However, these ancient reptiles can live a larger majority of their adult life at full size, a truly useful trait to have in a world of giants. This summer in particular has been a very hot one, and our dino has found that the rivers in which he hunted for the past 15 years are becoming scarce of fish. Begrudgingly, he must search for new rivers less affected by the heat wave. The hunt for greener pastures, so to speak, sends our dino heading out west. But due to the heat wave, this has forced him to traverse down a shallow and nearly dry river. In wetter weather conditions, this river was a fast-flowing body of water, called the jungle gully to many and Death's Toll cave to others. This beautiful landscape is an important navigational landmark for many of the species here in Isla Spiro. This gully features an immense cave-like stretch of land, making the now dry riverbed a choke point of travel for the creatures of the island. Unfortunately for our dino, he must head straight through to find fresher water on the other side. It seems he has come across 2 adult stegosaurs, likely a mating pair, drinking what water they can find in this harsh heat wave. The 3 individuals eye each other as the dino walks past, but none of these individuals want anything to do with each other. The hunt for fresh water has been hard enough that the dino has no desire to risk injury for food. Further down the gully path, our dino comes across more species, this time a mother Carnotaurus and her juvenile son. Hearing the splashes of our dino, the Carno looks up from its drink. The heat wave has been as difficult for the predators of this island as it has for the herbivores, and it seems our dino has come across a very hungry mother who needs to provide not only for herself, but her juvenile as well. With a roar, the Carno charges. Fighting a dino is a risk, but one she's willing to advance on due to the situation this heat wave put her in. The battle is quick and vicious, but all it takes is one good snap from the dino, and the Carno retreats, now aware that this croc was not one to mess with. Bleeding and injured, she scampers back into the forest with her hatchling. The Carno got a few bites off on her dino, but nothing he can't recover from. Luckily, it seems he has found a deeper portion of the river to find respite in. As night falls, he slips into the safety of the water to relax and heal off the few bites he endured. Around midnight, however, he wakes to a noise in the forest. The injured mother Carno seems to have come back for some mud to cover her wounds. A smart decision to seal her bleeding cuts, but perhaps at an improper location. Ardino slips below the surface, seeing an opportunity for both a meal and a little bit of revenge for his injuries. Quietly, it advances on the Carno. Now, this mother is a fully grown Carnotaurus and does not make for an easy target. Ardino, however, has spent many years growing to an enormous size, one that it uses well. With another quick lunge and snap, the Carno is pulled into the depth. A vicious act, but that is the way life lives and dies here in nature. Ardino pulls the carcass out of the water and digs into his feast. Fish may be hard to find in this heat wave, but this meal will fill his belly for a few more days of travel, just what it was needing. After filling up, it slips back into the pool and waits until morning. When morning arrives, Ardino is awoken by two Utahs scavenging the Carno corpse. An easy meal for sure, but with a stomach full, he has no need for another kill. Sensing the time to move is now, he leaves his pool, much to the fright of the Utahs, and continues to search for a place to call his own. His journey continues to take him west, and luckily it seems he comes across what he was looking for. This river junction is filled with a plentiful amounts of water flowing down from the mountains above, helping alleviate the heat wave's devastation. Satisfied, and knowing he is much safer in the depths, he follows the river south. It didn't take him too long to find what he was looking for, a beautiful pond full of fish and deep enough for him to stay safe. It's not the swamps he grew up with, but this pond is a fantastic spot for him to settle down and claim as his own. Safe in his new pond, Ardino lets out a roar of satisfaction. Well done, buddy. This land will treat you well. Plenty of other species have also gravitated here during the heat wave, letting Ardino relax with the knowledge its next meal is not far away. I want to thank you all for watching another installment of Planet Evrima. Producing these stories for all of you is really entertaining for me, and I hope you find entertainment in watching them. If you did, please consider liking the video and commenting, as it really does help push the video in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be around for more of these, subscribe to join the Sauropod squad, as we will have these Planet Evrima episodes out most weekends as we continue the Dino Week event. Special thanks to my two actors for this episode, good friends of mine, and the channel, Rdabs and Aces High. Thanks, homies. Alright all, that's it for Planet Evrima, Deinosuchus. Tomorrow we'll have a very unique addition to the Realistic and Relaxing series, so stay tuned to that if you want more swampy croc vibes. Until then all, have a great rest of your day.